guys. So, I did a video a while back. You may not remember it. In which I was talking about this talk is gonna kind of, you know how you watch them TV shows where they're showing you like a person and that person looking at the TV. That's what this is. So Fox News had brought Bernie Sanders on to mock him, make him look stupid. He ended up getting applause from the audience. And people have, talked about the Fox News or whatever. They're scared that the kids like socialism. One thing I often said Bernie Sanders is, I like him, I love him. But that if America hadn't gone so far right, and we hadn't been at war for the last 20 years, this stuff wouldn't look so radical. I look at Bernie Sanders to me is kind of like the guy, let's say one of these kids out here kill another kid, and the mama crying, and Bernie Sanders walked up and says, well, this is wrong. That's how I see him. That's basic stuff. You know what I mean? He's like, well, I'm going to help you get justice. Yeah, that makes sense. Why do kids like socialism or whatever you want to call it? I'm calling it socialism because that's what they're calling it. I don't really consider Bernie Sanders to be a socialist so much. Climate change is one little piece of it. I think if Trump didn't go out of his way to basically tell people to kiss his ass, I think it's like the UN report said. The UN report I've spoken about many times spoke about how all these kids out here truly feel like their opinions don't count and they don't matter, which is true, and how I spoke about it with you guys that shows you that it goes beyond race or religion or sexual identity. We're facing the same enemy. And that's where these protests originate from. That's where they're coming from. That frustration, that resentment. I think that Trump, Derek Packman has talked about how they'll do little thing, make system keep going. And he's right. But I think with Trump, the very rich are like, no, fuck that. Or maybe they've forgotten that we have to play the game sometimes, that sometimes we have to, sometimes you got to give people a chance and you got to let people, as I was taught, you got to give them the pickle. It's an old saying. This guy was, he was at a bank and they wouldn't give him a pen. And he was like, that's stupid. You should just hand out pens, put the name of your business on the pen, and give them away. Instead of, give them the pickle. That's the same thing. They moved away from that. We're moving towards a dystopia. And these kids know it. These kids know it. They can feel it. It's that real. So Trump represents that. He represents the rich. He represents these people who are well off, just saying, fuck this, fuck everybody else. We don't care. So he talks about shithole countries when you've got lead in the water here in America. Flint, Michigan water. All the homeless folks in these cities. The hookworm infection in Alabama. Don't talk about that. Talk about Africa. You see what I'm talking about? I think people are tired of this. I think people are tired of the wars. I think a lot of people are aware of the fact, that we've spent all this money on these wars, but yet we got roads crumbling and bridges falling. But you can spend $1 trillion in a country most folks can't find on a map. And I'm a communist. Right. So it's like due to the frustration, we've got to take what they call, it's the Republican Party, it's the Fox News, extreme measures. I don't say that. What they call extreme measures. That's why I think there's such a drive for Bernie Sanders. I think that what Trump has done with Iran, attacking Iran, I think it will hurt him. I spent most of the day looking over a lot of this stuff and really sit down and learn who this guy was. And A lot of polls are showing a lot of Americans don't support the war in the next war. A lot of Americans feel as though really Trump's aggressive talk and his, I just said aggressive talk has led to the things we've had. Now, obviously, this general dying is a recent event just happened. Who knows where it may go? But I think that hurt Trump. Keep it simple. I think it really hurt him. And he's so arrogant and so stupid, he won't get it. He won't understand what I'm talking about. But I think that really hurt him. Really. I just think that with these mass shooters, with climate change, I think there's a real feeling amongst these young people, these kids, that their voices are not being heard. And Trump goes out of his way to, mock people, mock gay people, mock retarded people. I mean, maybe that works with his supporters. They're okay with being mocked and clowned, but I think a lot of these kids out here, they really, they're not for it, man. They're not down for it. They ain't riding with it. And I don't think people realize that. I mean, I look at the future, whether Trump gets reelected or not. I've kind of made peace with that. I think that the more repressive stuff Trump does, the more these kids that see that become angered. Like when you guys make jokes about people talking about they got 20 different genders, and when you do that, people resent you for that. Like I'm not sure if you guys realize that. You guys that make fun of gay people and stuff like that, when you do things like that, you hurt people who aren't hurting anybody. It also proves another point. All this stuff they did, legalize gay marriage and stuff like that, it was always about hate. It was never about child molestation or worrying about some guy. It was never about that. It's about hate. You guys hate gay people. You hate gay people and you go out of your way to make it hard for them. That's what this stuff shows you. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't have to. You understand? If I don't hate a person, I wouldn't consistently talk about them. Does that make sense? If I don't like you, I just won't bother with you. Like I won't go somewhere you're there. That's just me as a man. I'm not going to get in conflict with people I don't like. I'm going to get in conflict with you because I respect you. And what they say, iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. So I'm sharpening you to make you a better man. It's like I want people to sharpen me. People have sharpened me. Same thing. Now, that's when they make jokes about AOC and stuff like that. That's what I see. That's hate. That's more hate. That's hate is what it is, man. It's not that you disagree with her. They call her stupid and stuff like that. Man, that woman's a genius. She got all these math and science awards in college. Man, bitch, you crazy as fuck. But you sit up here and you're celebrating Candace Owens, a stupid bitch like that. No, what it is you're afraid of change. And I just think that what they've done is the rich, the rednecks, the white trash is say, we're not even going to pretend anymore to be just. We're not even going to pretend anymore to have mercy. We're not even going to pretend anymore to this, that, and the other. We're just going to, we're just going to be 100% for Trump and support all the nasty things he does. That's why when he says these nasty things, he stands up and makes jokes about John McCain. This happened twice, even though he's dead. And the other gentleman from Michigan who's also passed, something he's in hell. That's why this kind of stuff, it doesn't surprise me. You don't see conservatives do it. You don't see conservatives speak out about it because they're in bed with Trump. They're just like him. I want you guys to understand that. They have no problem with what he says. It's a moral sickness, as Reverend William Barber puts it. You're dealing with a moral sickness is what that is. And I can't really reason with a person who's morally incorrect, who's morally sick. So they'll sit up here like Alex Jones and they'll make jokes about gay people, and transgenders and stuff. But they won't talk about these transgender black women being murdered in Texas. We won't talk about that. See, the whole rhetoric for these white boys is that you guys go too far. In some cases, they may be right. Same thing with the black people. You talk about black crime, but you won't never talk about these black people who get confronted with white people. Alex Jones never talked about that. You won't do that. The white woman at the UPS, man, she should have got smacked to the ground. Period. That's what should have happened. If you're a Caucasian and you just think you just so riled up in your bones, you can confront black people that while they're doing their jobs, well, you should expect something to happen to you. I keep waiting to see a black policeman get confronted by white men. I'm waiting to see that. That case in Georgia where the white man was yelling racial slurs and them getting shot, I support that 100%. I support that 100%. Because you know what you're doing. You know, and see, but then they talk about political correctness. How that's bad, how we go too far. But then look at what they do. It's like I got the white boy I work with, a Reliable, the red flag laws. I'm like, all these mass shootings, what do you expect? You just think things will go back to normal? That's like the day after 9/11, the day after that, you thinking things go back to normal. Of course not. Or the day after Jersey City shooting where a cop got killed. Of course not. Things are not going to go back to normal. Things are going to change. That's the rule of the world. Things are always changing. It's like this guy was talking about today, white fragility. I'm going to start calling it that. That's what it is. When white people feel like they have to go somewhere and confront black folks who are doing nothing, that's white fragility. That's saying something's wrong with them. Now, I still say there should be a reaction. People will say, well, then they'll start doing something. They're already there. If they're so riled up to where they feel they can confront you in a store or at your job, they're already there. That's the, you know what I mean? I mean, I seen a thing a while back. White woman got off a bus. Black folks were protesting something. It's like Baltimore or something. And white woman walked with her with her boyfriend. Then there's a picket line. She could have walked around it. White woman walked up to try to snatch the sign away. Black woman bopped her 2 times. She's going to hit her 3rd. I think the girl got back. She bopped her twice. I did 3 times, but twice. And she did what Becky does, run to the police. And this gets me because for black people, we're always being told to stay out of the way. And if you're a black man and you're out here and you're successful, you've been told that before. Ain't no weakness. If you're a black man and you're out here and you've been to college and you got the big, all that stuff, you've been told by somebody at some point to stay out the way. But white people, they don't feel like that. They have to stay out of the way. And I guess that's kind of where the mass shooting psychology and stuff comes from. Just the idea, this is my country. I go where I want, whenever I please. F everybody else. I was reading something today. Survival Sports. This guy was talking about how, this war with Iran, coming war with Iran is going to be another war in the Middle East. Just like this, just like that. And this one guy came on there and said, who gives a shit, basically. And I was like, yep, that's what I expect. I had read something earlier that Iraqis don't see America as a long-term ally. This is why. That they see America as, not as a long-term ally in any way. America doesn't care and doesn't matter. I think that's really true. We're the bad guy, man. America is there's no question in my mind. And everything they give you about having to protect their troops, it's just like the gentleman on the Damage Report said that they've put the American soldier on the railroad tracks. And so now everybody's got to protect the American soldier. And so when the train comes by, we got to shoot about 20,000 bullets into it and a few Hellfire missiles. And we got to capture the engineer and torture him and murder him. That's basically how you think. That's basically how the Caucasian thinks. These devils, man. It's the fucking barbaric devils. I feel like it's my fight as well as the Iranians. I do not support American foreign policy. I'm extremely embarrassed by the things Trump does. I'm extremely embarrassed by what he does on a regular basis. He's a joke, and he makes all of us look stupid. Peace.